most of the day, and it reminded me of a lot of things I miss about serving in the State House and some of the things I don't miss. So I thank you for all your long hours and hard work. So yeah, since I'm probably the last um, person to speak, I want to be obviously be quick, sort of the cherry on top of what you already heard. I'm here to support House Bill 5333. A bunch of friends and neighbors and former constituents of mine asked to kind of weigh in. And I think it's important that I do because, as I think what most of you have heard, is, when we started, when I was there 8, 10, 5, 6, 8, and 10 years ago, when we were talking about these issues, a lot of it got lost in whether it was in a partisan slash who's trying to be exclusionary in their land use and zoning. And I don't think you hear that as much anymore because I don't think that's the truth. I think the focus on fomenting proper and affordable housing has moved to being to recognizing that it's a need. And by conducting a study and then improving some of the calculus that goes into how we do it, we can create a cooperative process instead of what's been somewhat of a combative process. As many of you know, I'm an attorney as well as having served on the Environment Committee. So obviously, a lot of the concerns you heard out of my former constituents in Reading, Easton, and Weston concern the environment because those three towns are dominated by a reservoir system, and then the rest of the housing stock and land is largely rural. So, as we put more work into 830G, I think a one size fits all approach has not worked. It obviously hasn't. It's been 3 decades. We're not where we should be, and it shouldn't work. So giving a judge or a land use board and or developers some more tools and some more standards to apply about what fits where, I think is appropriate. I mean, before I was a state rep, I was head of our water pollution control commission and the vice chair of our zoning commission. And we had made arrangements for good placement of affordable housing in spots where it worked really well. But unfortunately, a lot of that got lost in a litigation process in areas across town where it didn't work well. And I'm hoping that that's going to start to wane. I submitted written testimony, I think last night or this morning. It's a short letter. But to the extent someone wants to ask any questions, I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to respond. But again, in support of HB